This is drawn together, written by Min Lei and illustrated by Dan Satat. It is a low fantasy picture book that has received an award by the Asian Pacific American Library Association, as well as star reviews from the Kirkus and Publishers Weekly. This book is about a little boy that goes on a visit to his grandfather's house, but there is one problem. They do not speak the same language. They both try until they realize that they have something in common, and that is the gift of being an artist. As soon as this happens, the story enters into another world where the two of them conquer the monster causing the separation. This is a book that has very little words, but has lots of detailed pictures that communicate the plot and traits of the characters. It is a great experience for all readers. Next, there is Dragons in a Bag by Zetta Elliott. It is an ALA Notable Children's Book Award winning book. It also received Best Book of the Year through Kirkus Review. It is a low fantasy text that begins when a little boy is dropped off by his mother to a woman everyone in the neighborhood calls Mom. At first, he feels that she's a pretty normal woman, but she's a little mean. Then he realizes there's more to her. She's a witch. And she gives him the job of transporting 2 baby dragons into a magical world where they can survive. The only thing is, there are 2 simple rules. Don't let them out of the bag, and do whatever you can not to feed them anything sweet. The journey is easier said than done. This book features African-American protagonist as well as a different type of family. This is A Dragon's Guide to the Care and Feeding of Humans, written by Lawrence Yelp and Joanne Ryder. It also includes illustrations by Mary Grand Prix. It is a Sybil's Award winner. In this novel, a dragon named Mrs. Drake has a pet human named Winnie. But Winnie thinks that Mrs. Drake is her pet as well. As Winnie is introduced to other mysterious creatures, she begins to draw them in her sketchbook. To her surprise, the creatures come alive and run loose through the streets of San Francisco. In order to bring things back to order, Miss Drake and Winnie have to learn to work together as friends and partners, not as one another's pets. Children of Blood and Bone is written by Tomi Adeyemi. It is a 2018 winner of the Andre Norton Award. It's a high fantasy novel taking place in an Orishan kingdom where King Saran has eradicated the magic powers of those called Magi. These Magi are marked by their white hair. The female main character named Zaylee and her brother are fighting to restore the magic of their kingdom. It is part of a 2-book series, and it touches complex and real-world topics such as fighting for justice and the fight to keep hold of one's heritage, even when the world rejects it. Next, we have Black Panther, The Young Prince, written by Coretta Scott King Award-winning author Ronald L. Smith. This allows the reader to meet T'Challa as a preteen and not as a king. He's 13 years old. This text is quite different from the Marvel film because M'Baku is T'Challa's best friend instead of adversary. There is unrest in the technologically advanced Wakanda, so his father sends T'Challa and M'Baku to the south side of Chicago. The text highlights the pressure to assimilate into American culture, and it also unveils a bit of jealousy between M'Baku and his friend, because M'Baku feels sort of like T'Challa's shadow. It also includes sections of American racial history and the complications of being perceived as an African American in the U.S.